Welcome to the playoffs of eStockCar World Series on Maconi Entertainment. Tonight, the paperclip awaits us. That's right, we are racing at Martinsville, a tight half-mile track known for its classic short track and bangin' racing. A variety of tracks have been on the schedule for these drivers: road courses, super speedways, dirt, and I mentioned it, now we're back at a short track for the first race of the round of 8. My name is Joey Atterbury, and joining me in the booth is Will Tiller. Ryan Bauer working the controls as our producer, and the camera angles being provided by Dougie Beard. Tonight is a playoff race. Win and you automatically advance yourself into the Final Four for the championship round at Phoenix. However, we won't be eliminating anyone tonight. It is the first race of the round of 8. Between last week and tonight, we've narrowed it 4 drivers fewer. After Kansas next week, we will eliminate another 4 to the final championship round. Martinsville can be a tough track with a lot of give and take. However, we tend to see more greed than nice manners. Tell us about the paperclip.
Oh yeah, this is a very demanding track here at Martinsville. Located in Ridgeway, Virginia, opened in 1946, with the last major change happened in 1999, right before that new millennium hit. Very difficult track, as I said, that paperclip for its tight corners and symmetrical shape. At 12 degrees of banking in the corner short makes this a short track. I was watching a bit of practice here, very tight off the exit here. Watch that tight door-to-door racing there on the front and back stretch.
And it is a very popular track, and got the trucks out there qualifying. But before we get to that, we're going to cover a few more things. This is the point standings right now. We mentioned it. We're down to the round of 8. You see here, Barrett Polimas currently leading the way. Hayes Booth, Connor Berry both also have wins there, 5 points behind him. Sean Williams, and everyone down is tied. Paul Mikologic, Matthew Hoffer, Tyler Green, and AJ Marsh. So we're going to be keeping a name on all 8 of these drivers throughout the night. Remember, if one of these guys wins, they automatically advance themselves into that championship round at Phoenix. You don't have to worry about Kansas next week, but that's only for one of the drivers. The rest of them are going to have to duke it out and figure out their positions on the racetrack. You see here, already been through the regular season, already been through the round of 12. We were at Charlotte last week. Barrett Polimas stood on top, and here we are at Martinsville, the first round of 8. We've got Kansas next week, and then we'll settle it out for the championship at Phoenix here in just a couple weeks. Well, Will, I mentioned it, we got cars on the racetrack and going to be doing 85 laps here tonight at Martinsville once qualifying is done. Everybody's got 1 faster pair available to them, 3 green-white checkered attempts if needed, a fixed setup with 65% maximum fuel, so everybody's got the same race truck underneath it. Only a few minor adjustments can be made. It's who can best drive that thing out here on the racetrack, and I think the last thing we got to do here is wind down qualifying and take a look at the weather, I believe, because right now at Martinsville, it is a nice evening. Although one thing that's really sticking out to me right now, Will, it is noon, almost 1 p.m. Look at how hot the track temperature is. Air temp only 76 degrees, track temp 117. I believe that they have the sun turned up a little bit. This racetrack is going to be slippery.
Oh yeah, very slippery indeed. We watched it right there in practice for a little while, right off of the corner. Getting on that acceleration is going to be very difficult here tonight. You talked about very toasty on the racetrack here. Beautiful shot here at Maconi Entertainment of this backstretch here. These drivers are going to be beating and banging all night long here. Joey, I cannot wait for the drop of the green flag.
And qualifying is about to wrap up on the racetrack. Only about 40 seconds left, and I'm checking it out. Nobody else is actually going to do a lap. I think Lance Marsh maybe is on his final lap right now. See if he is able to advance up at all as he comes out of turn number 4. Check his lap time. 20.33, so he will jump up a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, he will stay the same position. And now we've got our official starting grid because we'll have 19 trucks taking the green flag here tonight in Virginia. It all starts with Blake Reynolds on the front row, your pole position. Sam Brochu lining up alongside him. And interesting to note, both of these front-running row, neither are in the championship 8, so they are just here to take home a win. Barrett Polimas in 3rd place, Oliver Golding 4th, Nicholas Dashelet rounding out the top 5 here, Hayes Booth in 6th, Paul Mikulajic 7th, Connor Berry 8th, Sean Williams and Matthew Hoffert in 10th.
Yeah, picking up with a driver we just talked about there in that playoff race, has to win to move on to the next round. Tyler Green in that 69 machine rolls off 11th. John Lynch in that 90 machine rolls off 12th. In the 13th position, we have Christopher Fratke in that 08. 14th, we have Troy Neeson in that 19 machine. 15th, we have Lance Marsh in that 60. 16th, we have AJ Marsh there. Joey are going to be starting side by side here tonight in that 34 machine. 17th, we have Timothy Cook in that 98 machine, and 18th, Patrick O'Toole in that 44. And then rounding out our official starting grid here tonight is a driver that, after a hard crash last week, Joey now back in the starting grid. Nate Ramsey in that 4 will round out our starting grid.
And want to thank Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Setup Shop, the home for setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, event promotion, and more on the iRacing service. Head on over to www.maconisetupshop.com. Subscriptions starting at $8 per month, and hit the track with confidence. Go on over to that website, and Jeff can make sure you get everything you need out there. And also, before we get rolling out here, I want to highlight our onboard cameras. These are the drivers that have logged in and are providing us the onboard shots via their own sim rig tonight. That was Sam Brochu here in the number 25. Got a few more of them here that will cycle through. Barrett Polimas as well in the number 79. And Barrett, we're going to have to keep an eye on. He's one of our front-running drivers. I believe he's actually our points leader and won the last round at Charlotte. See, you got a few more here. Hayes Booth, always a good checkered flag scheme going on with Hayes. I think that's going to be it. Oh, I'm sorry, you got Paul Mikulajic.
Yes, sir, the Wawa machine.
Yes, I was just about to mention it. One of your favorites, the Wawa machine.
Yes, sir, Joey. That 77 here tonight's been very consistent here. Maybe not the most winners. We also have John Lynch. Look at that setup, Joey. Man, that might put a little competition at Hayes Booth checkered flags.
That was a pretty cool. I saw some used race tires in there. The only thing is, make sure to air those things out before you put them in the room. Otherwise, you get that rubber smell.
Hey, you might want it that way.
I've been around too many race tires, but hey, Will, we got just one more pace lap going on before we hit the green flag. What's your quick take on the first 20 laps? Are we going to see a yellow?
Yeah, I think here tonight, Joey, we talked about it. I think these drivers are going to have to get going fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry. If you start to drift a little bit, you can get washed out in this field. With only 85 laps, only one fast repair. Make sure to hold your lines. Make sure you hold that pace and move forward. You don't want to move backward here tonight at Martinsville.
I think the key to my race is going to be that inside line. See who's down there, see who gets hung out on the outside. But right now, it's Blake Reynolds. See Barney, the flag man, right now got the green flag in his hand. Late start from the 66, but we are racing here at Martinsville Speedway side by side for the lead between Reynolds and Brochu coming out of turn number 2. Actually, really good drive from that outside lane. That Sam Brochu trying to hang it out for the lead on our first lap. He is going to the lead, number 25.
Yeah, Sam Brochu leads the first lap under green here on Maconi Entertainment. Look at Reynolds right there in that 66 machine. He has Darth Vader himself, Barrett Polimas right there as we're single file down to 3 and 4.
Pretty calm start. I see Paul Mikulajic, I think, is the first. Ooh, actually got a yellow flag on the racetrack. And I believe that was Paul Mikulajic, and Connor Berry two playoff contenders. I don't see any heavy damage on Connor's car, but I think we're going to see Paul just get to the inside here. I'm not sure if he slid up at all. Take us through this one.
Yeah, this is exactly what we're seeing in practice there. The 77 of Paul Macologic there to the inside of the 2 of Connor Berry down to 3 and 4. Makes contact there with the door of the 2. This is what I saw here, that Joey, as skillful as these drivers are, it's very difficult to get that close to one another and hold the lines. We're going to watch it here from another point of view. This is the T Swizzle machine of Sean Williams. Oh, Joey! Ooh, as I was breaking it down there in a nice proper sense, we might have a little bit of that net code creeping in there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of net code. I know that Macologic definitely slid up a little bit, but I don't think he actually slid up into Connor Berry. And thankfully, no damage on that number 2 truck. I did mention they are both playoff contenders. So now Connor Berry sitting all the way back there in the 19th place position, and that's never a place you want to be here at Martinsville, Will. That's a lot of track position you're going to have to make up, and ooh, I am seeing maybe a little bit of left rear quarter panel damage.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we just touched on before that green flag dropped. Do you want to go forward here tonight, not backward? You know, that kind of sounds like a Booger McFarland take there, Joey. But here tonight, what I mean by that is from your starting position, you want to have that green number next to your starting position. You start to move backward in this race, just like Connor Berry. We'll see how difficult of a drive it's now going to be racing through traffic and such a difficult track. We'll see where that 2 flushes out here tonight.
And just looking through the order right now, Barrett Polimas in 3rd place is our highest championship playoff points contender right now. Then I believe Hayes Booth there in the 6th place position. Then you got Paul Macologic, Sean Williams. They are both in the playoffs here. And so kind of right there in the 3rd through 7th place position. A lot of playoff contenders. See if they creep up towards the front, give a challenge to Sam Brochu or Blake Reynolds. But interesting enough, Blake Reynolds started on pole position, but it was the outside lane that Sam Brochu took advantage of to the lead. We'll see if the 66 can do anything of the sort right back here on this restart. See if they wait all the way. No, an earlier jump for Sam Brochu, and check this out, he actually brings Barrett Polimas along with him in the number 79. Oliver Golding in the number 70 now taking a look underneath Blake Reynolds.
Yeah, right now as Barrett Polimas in that 79 is just going to be used as a blocker right now. Reynolds is trying to creep up there as well. You see this awesome shot here on Maconi Entertainment as we're 7 laps in down to corner number 1.
Well, Barrett Polimas definitely picking up where he left off. He won last week at Charlotte. Now he's chasing down Sam Brochu, our leader, right on board with Hayes Booth. And check out the smile right now. Might be smiling at the beginning of Martinsville, but trust me, I don't think that is going to keep it up all night.
What about the drive at the 70 of Golding right now, rubbing shoulders with all the top contenders here in the eStockCar World Series right there. Golding trying to hold off there, rocking that throwback skiing to Carl Edwards there, that flat goose on the side of that 70 here. Now side by side, Hayes Booth down into the corner.
He's trying to take away that line. Ooh, really deep for the number 5 car. Let's see if Oliver Golding tries to over-under. Sure enough, he's going to try. He's now in that lower lane. Some might call it the preferred position, but look at that. Through the middle of the corner, the 5 car actually gets a good little drive of acceleration. However, Oliver once again late on the brakes here, not giving up. Hayes Booth this time loose off of turn number 2. Gotta tell you, Will, I don't think this battle is over.
No, this is quite the back and forth battle
yellow
right now. Well, yellow is out right now, so this will put a pause on the battle for 5th. We'll see what brought out our 2nd caution of the night here on Maconi Entertainment.
I think maybe Nathan Ramsey back here was involved, and let's check this out. I believe this is going into turn number 1 here. Oh, already way up high on the racetrack. You see Connor Berry. Oh, just a self spin, and then the 34 got collected as well. That's AJ Marsh.
Ooh, well, I gotta say though, the paint scheme of AJ Marsh in that 34 is pretty so fresh and so clean here. Rocking that Adidas with a 3-stripe on the hood here tonight. Joey took a little bit of damage to that front bumper. Looks like he'll be all right though. Look at that paint scheme though, Joey. I'm just so mesmerized. Where did he find that one?
Well, we got some takers on pit road right now. I see Blake Reynolds and Oliver Golding, Sean Williams in as well. So looks like a handful of drivers taking the opportunity to come down, get a fresh set of tires, fill it up with fuel. Maybe a little bit of an early strategy call, Will. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, we're looking at here tonight, 85 lap race. We're looking at what these drivers have to contend with, Joey. About 65% fuel, maximum capacity. So we're looking at about a 13 lap run there. Joey, what would you say would be the stretch of the run? So we're looking at the rest of the race here. How much now can those drivers push it towards an 85 lap marker?
Well, and I'm getting notes handed to me here from our producer, the best in the business, the bearded sim racer. He's telling me we got 4 sets of tires here tonight. So you remember, you got to start on a set of tires, and then you'll have 3 more available to you if you come down and take them. So those that came down here, I'm checking this out. Let's see here. It's Blake Reynolds, Sean Williams, few others, and they have already taken that first set of tires. That means they've only got 2 more. And Will, I think if you use them early like this, the middle of the race might be a long stint, because you're going to need them at the end for a potential green-white checkered. Tires mean a lot here at Martinsville. However, track position, I think, means more.
Yeah, and we started to see it right there before that caution flag flew. We started to see the field start to fan out just a little bit. Watching now here in this green flag run, Joey, as we're about to go green flag racing once again.
Yeah, we are. And this time, Sam Brochu down on the low lane. Barrett Belimus up top. Let's see what Sam does in the restart zone. Not quite as early this time, a little bit later jump, but gets a really nice clean launch over the rest of the field. Barrett Belimus trying to clear Hayes Booth, which he does. The 5 zippers up in the line. Looks like it's going to be Paul Mikologic. No, really clean single file for the entire top 10 right now.
Yeah, we have that Nokia snake game going on right now here at Martinsville. Everybody's just single file right in front of one another right now down the backstretch. We're taking an eye out on Blake Reynolds here, going to ride on board. He just lost a couple positions there, Joey. Reynolds is sliding down the grid here tonight, down to 16th. Not the usual position. We see that 66 machine, but he did just head down pit road. Let's see what kind of speed he has now on fresh equipment.
Yeah, gotta remember, he did just come down pit road. Ooh, the 70 just made heavy contact with the 60 out there, Lance Marsh, but Lance with one heck of a save there in turns 1 and 2. But Oliver Golding, another one of those cars that came down pit road. He is making the most of those fresh tires in that number 70. He seems to be the one that's advancing the furthest, the most early on right now. I see Blake Reynolds also.
Contact!
Yep, that was Lance Marsh there in the number 60 car. I believe we were just talking about that. Uh-oh. Not sure who was that there. Timothy Cook, full ARCA brakes if I've ever seen it.
Oh my goodness, Joey, as we're under caution once again here at Martinsville. We're going to watch here on Maconi Entertainment, the 89. The T-Swizzle machine of Williams there is just going to come out of that corner with a lot of speed. Unfortunately, he's going to come up the track just a little bit there, Joey. Make contact there with Marsh. I don't know if that's going to be the end of the race there, but here comes Timothy Cook. Oh my goodness, Joey, just a little bit of damage there. Could have been worse, I'd have to say.
That's a classic. You think I can squeeze through that gap? Oh, yeah, I got this. No, not gonna fit. Not gonna fit at all. Unfortunately, Timothy Cook definitely got some damage from that one. Has to come down pit road, get some of that fixed, and see a few more takers coming down pit road this time. In fact, am I seeing this right? Am I seeing the number 70 down pit road again? Oliver Golding. He is on set of tires number 2. That's burning through them, or I should say set of tires number 3. That's burning through them pretty quick. That means he's only got one more available.
Yeah, different strategy there. You know, bold strategies do pay off. You know, shout out to the Average Joe's Dodgeball team there, Joey. But we'll see if that bold strategy pays off for Oliver Golding here tonight, as you just mentioned. Now, only has one set of tires left in the garage.
Well, and I look at a lot of our front runners here. Let's take, for instance, Barrett Polimas and Hayes Booth. John Lynch up here as well. They're all on the original set of tires, so they're playing the track position game versus the sticker tire game. And I think so early on in the race, I think right about now is if we have even a short green flag run, let's say we get to about 30, 35, I think that's when you're going to see these front guys who haven't pitted yet come down pit road and take that gas, fresh tires, and probably be set to the end here at a short track like Martinsville. 65%, so they will have to come down and pit at some point during this race. But let's re-rack them here. Sam Brochu, Barrett Polimas on the front row. Let's see if the 79 can keep up with the launch that Brochu's really been getting. Earlier jump from the 25 this time. Really nice launch once again from Sam. Hayes Booth this time up to a quarter panel on Barrett Polimas, but the 79 gets the exit off of 2, and we're single file once more for the top 5.
Yeah, top 3 right now, single file. You have the Olsen twins leading the way there with Sam Brochu, Barrett Polimas. They'll take us down into 1 and 2 right there as we cross that start-finish line. Beautiful shot of that front bleachers here. What a beautiful racetrack this is here tonight. Joey, very tight racing here, though, is going to ride on board once again with T-Swizzle. Sean Williams there, that 89 machine, watching the battle right now in front of him between Lynch and Tyler Green. That's 69 now up to 5th. Top 5. Remember, folks at home, one of those playoff drivers wins here tonight. They punch that ticket into the next round.
Well, we got to also remember Sean Williams here, a playoff driver. He doesn't have any bonus points for wins, but definitely trying to have the best position he can for the finish tonight and potentially even win here at Martinsville. You see him going down to the inside here of John Lynch. Really good side-by-side racing. You saw Sean kind of give him the bumper a little bit there in 1 and 2, but oh, here goes Connor Berry. Got a little bit more of the bumper of the number 90, sends him around.
Oh man, things are getting dicey already here. We're getting to an average of about 3 or 4 laps under green, Joey, but that just shows the ferocity, the intensity of this race here tonight. The next spot in the playoffs are on the line here. You want to get that golden ticket there like they do in American Idol. Watch this battle right now as the 90 of Lynch had to check up big time. Ooh, contact there from the 2 of Connor Berry, but I think it's just because the 90 had to check up there, lost a lot of speed.
These awesome replay shots here, riding on board with Blake Reynolds. He's still trying to make his way up through the field, and ooh, almost gets caught up in that one. A little bit of front end tap. I'm not sure if there's any damage. Doesn't look like it. Looks like the 66 definitely got away with that one. And Will, something I'm noticing right now is the majority of our playoff contenders really occupy the top 10. I'm seeing this: Barrett Polimas, Hayes Booth, Tyler Green, Sean Williams, Connor Berry, Paul Mikologic. They're all right there inside the top 10.
And I think these drivers know that they wanted to try to link up with those other playoff drivers as early as they could in this race. They want to pit together. They want to try to time everything together, Joey, because I touched on it here. You've touched on it as well. You want to try to punch your ticket into that next round. You want to do it here at Martinsville, one of the hardest tracks we're going to hit here down this stretch in the eStockCar World Series. If you can get that done here tonight, kind of takes the pressure off the next race next week.
Yeah, win and you're into that championship round at Phoenix. If you can't win tonight, make sure you finish ahead of the rest of the playoff contenders. That way it puts you in best position next week at Kansas. to advance into that round of 4 for the championship like we just mentioned. And all right, here we go. Lap 31 of 85. We're going to get another restart, and it's the same front row. Sam Brochu, Barrett Polimas. Will, why don't you take us to green flag on this one?
Yes, sir. Let's rock and roll here at the paperclip as the pace truck takes us down to 3 and 4. Now peels off here as we're going to creep inside that restart zone. We have the Olsen twins taking us to the start-finish line. We have Sam Brochu, Barrett Polimas, 1-2 on the front row as the green flag waves and the field takes us down to corner number 1.
Side by side here for second place between Polimas and Hayes Booth. Actually a pretty busy restart further back. I believe that's Sean Williams in that purple truck got shoved out 3 wide, and ooh, I believe that's Tyler Green clipping the curb there in 3 and 4. Oh, he gets turned on the front straight.
Big pile up on the front straight right there. Tyler Green, a playoff driver in the 69 machine. I had high hopes for here tonight. He's going to be caught up in that. We see Nate Ramsey in that 4. He's going to be piled up as well. See Hofford right there in that Funko machine. He's going to be piled up. A lot of drivers there piled up on the front stretch.
So here, check it out. Tyler Green in this black and green car makes a little bit of contact with the 23, and that's what bounces him up over the curb. And you see, he doesn't even know Connor Berry is down low. Connor's left room for 3 wide, but Tyler just has no idea that Connor has this monster run coming out of turn 4. Connor ends up knocking Tyler Green basically up into the wall, into the traffic, and it is just a log jam.
Yeah, right here, everything's just jammed up like you're trying to get into one of those T-Swizzle concerts, right? They're trying to find a parking spot. Everybody's trying to find one right there. Everybody's trying to find a gap in the chaos there. A lot of drivers could not find one as they're collected here on lap 35. I think a lot of fast repair is going to be used there, Joey.
I'm trying to figure out which playoff runners were involved in that one, and for sure Tyler Green I see down in here. I'm looking if there's any other. I think that might have been it. I think we might have gotten away with it that Tyler Green was the only playoff contender affected. I believe the 77 was as well. Paul Mikologic was caught up in that one. Now, I will say, we'll remind everyone that there is a fast repair, one fast repair available to these drivers. So I think the 77 going to come down, use that fast repair, probably Tyler Green as well, and get a brand new truck, get back to racing out there on the racetrack. And that's always what we like to see. And we're approaching that halfway point, not quite there yet, but a lot of yellow flag.
Yeah, a lot of yellow flags here tonight, Joe, and I think that was a point of emphasis I touched on earlier here tonight. These drivers are racing a lot of intensity. It's a very tight track. What I saw in practice, these drivers were struggling with that acceleration off of the corners. They were also struggling with that side-by-side racing. You know, Joey, as difficult as it is to pass, here tonight you're very, very close every point of this racetrack. You have to make sure you hold it just right. You start to wiggle that wheel just a little bit, you're going to make contact there. We just saw what can happen if 1 or 2 trucks start to wreck. The whole field can be involved.
It can collect a lot of people. There isn't much room here at Martinsville at a short track, and everybody turn up the volume at home. We are going to ride on board here for this restart as Sam Brochu leads them into the restart zone. Barney the flagman lets them run free. Just like that, we're actually under yellow flag one more time. Have to take a look at what happened. Maybe I see maybe Sean Williams maybe with the problem. Will, did you by chance see this one? Looks like Lance Marsh.
No, I was also listening to the sights and sounds of the paperclip here. Watch what happened to Lance Marsh here on this Maconi Entertainment replay to the 60 right to the inside of the 44. 44 is going to make contact there. Also, more damage to the front end of the 69 of Taylor Green. Let's see who that 44 is there. That's Tyler Green. We're going to ride on board with him. You see that contact, dude? That's tough right there, Joey.
Yeah, but you know what? He was on the bottom lane, and then he slid up to the top lane in front of the 44. I'm not going to blame the 44 on that one. That was just, I'm going to call that a racing incident. I know that Lance got spun because of it, but can't really place the blame on the 44 on that one. And it's just right back to another yellow flag. We were just talking about this, the very slow pace, but we really are approaching the halfway point. And Will, check out the Brady bunch that we got on the screen.
Yeah, indeed, right there. I love that shot here, Maconi Entertainment. Folks, if you haven't done so already, this is the type of broadcast that Maconi Entertainment can provide for you. We see this excellent shot here. All of those drivers very, very focused here tonight. You see those setups, and boy, Joey, I tried iRacing just a week ago. I had to do it on a controller, nowhere near the setups these drivers race with here tonight, and you see what kind of skill they have each week here in the eStockCar World Series. We have to watch the likes of Hayes, Booth, Paul, Mikologic here as we close out this race, Joey, as we're slowly but surely creeping up towards that halfway mark.
Yeah, just about another half a lap behind the pace car right here, and we have reached halfway. I guess pace car's right about here on the half back straightaway. I would consider this 50% done with the eStockCar World Series at Martinsville. Going to be doing 85 laps tonight. We, I guess, have the potential for overtime with 3 green-white checkered attempts. And of course, got to give a shout out here to our partners, Maconi Entertainment, Maconi Setup Shop. If you're curious, head on over to their website, www.maconisetupshop.com. They got all sorts of stuff over there, setups, paint schemes, coaching. You can even talk to Jeff about getting your own show on the screen here with the full commentary crew broadcasted for everyone to watch. Share it with your friends and family. And looks like we got them lined up one more time here. The pace truck makes that aggressive left turn off of the racetrack, and Sam Brochu has Hayes Booth this time alongside him, Baird Polimas on the inside, and Connor Berry has made his way back inside the top 5. We're racing one more time here at Martinsville. The 25 continues to get killer restarts out front, gaps the entire field. Ooh, Blake Reynolds slides right up in front of Connor Berry coming out of 2.
This thing's got a little close for comfort right there. We see, what is that? That's either Baird Polimas or Sam Brochu. That is Baird Polimas, aka Darth Vader, completely turned around. You turned me right wrong, baby, right there on the corner here on lap 45. Caution is out once again.
We have playoff driver on playoff driver crime. Hayes Booth making a look down to the inside of 3. You see him just slide up a little bit off of the curb, and probably about half a truck's width he slid up, and there was the 79. Catch this all from the viewpoint of the number 2.
Yeah, we'll watch right here on Maconi Entertainment. I don't think that's just Baird Polimas that's going to be involved in that, Joey. I think a few other drivers are going to have some damage from that incident here. I don't know what kind of damage it's going to be, or what kind of limits it's going to put on their truck here in the late stages of this race. Watch right here once again, Joey. You see the 79 is going to get spun, but we watch other trucks that are very close to one another also check up bumper to bumper and make contact.
And I'm going to have to check. Oh, I think the 66 was just having fun out there. I thought the 66 came down to pit road, but he missed pit road entry, and I think he was just driving down the back straight. I see him back out on the racetrack right now. Scared me, though, for a little bit there, Will.
Yeah, indeed, right now, as I think Joey, I would have to say about 80% of our field either use that fast repair or is racing with damage right now from the pileups we've seen now the last couple of cautions. We went from maybe 1 or 2 trucks to now these complete pileups. We'll watch now as this race turns into a race of attrition and which truck, which driver can survive the finish.
Well, and remember, Barrett Polimas, our points leader, last race winner at Charlotte, he was the one who got spun around there on that incident, finds himself way back there in the 17th place position. Now, this is not a death sentence. Remember, Connor Berry found himself way back there in 19th, dead last early on, and he is up there inside the top 4. However, 38 laps to go. You gotta be efficient. Gotta make your moves careful out there. And I do see that Barrett Polimas came down pit road, that yellow flag. So he did take that opportunity to put gas in it, put the fresh sticker tires on, so he will have a plenty fast race truck. And Will, before we get going here, we've seen some of these dirt races. Some of them stretch it no stop. Do you think we might see it here with so much yellow?
Yeah, I think there is an opportunity to do it here tonight, Joey. I think, though, if we run into that, well, we had to start this race where we were fanned out there in that green flag run. We started to see a little bit more stack up, a little bit more teamwork. We'll watch here with 37 to go if it's a tight race or if these drivers can pull away.
Well, it's Broju and Booth. Reynolds and Barry make up the top 4, and Sam takes an earlier jump, but once again, really good launch on the restart. That's Blake Reynolds now door to door with Hayes Booth for the 2nd place position. Another yellow flag on the racetrack. Will, I gotta stop talking. I think they're addicted to the sound of my voice.
I gotta say that's Nicholas Dashlet right there, and that 23 truck not having the greatest race here tonight. We've seen that 23 in a couple replays here tonight. Maybe not the culprit or the main event, some of these cautions, but maybe just taking on some damage. Watch right here on Maconi Entertainment. The 23 goes into the corner. Just, I don't know, just rides that middle lane. Just also, is that Marsh again makes contact there with Dashlet? We'll have to watch that once again here on Maconi Entertainment, see if there's any contact there in the corner, Joey.
It is Lance Marsh that makes contact with Dashlet, and this one's tough as well. I know we're on a restart, so some lanes are being swapped around, but Nicholas was definitely on the top lane, then came down to the lower lane. Also, he's just kind of in the middle, so it's just tough, you know. That's short track racing, though, and I think that if I were Nicholas, I would look at that and be like, all right, well, I did come down a lane, and that's probably why I got hit. Let's learn from it, and I'll leave space next time.
Yeah, in a track like this, Joey, you know, I've talked about it a few times. You really don't have any space for comfort. You're 2 or 3 people to a love seat here at Martinsville. It's very close. You get to know one another quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know whether or not you can trust the driver to your outside, or you have to get past somebody as fast as you can here tonight, Joey. But look at that scoring pylon to the left-hand side of your screen. 33 laps to go here tonight, Joey. One of these drivers will punch their ticket to the next round.
So remember, Barrett Polimas was involved in the previous yellow flag. I'm not sure if this damage is from that. I would assume when he came down pit road, he took his fast repair, got it fixed. But check this out, Will. Got heavy, well, I shouldn't say heavy damage, but significant damage on both the front end and looks like the front right.
And we'll have to check to see if Barrett Polimas has used that fast repair or not. If not, I think right now, Joey, I think he's just cruising around trying to gamble on the chance of another caution here with 32 laps to go. It's possible we'll have another one. He'll use that fast repair, get that 79 back up to the top of the grid.
And once again, the bearded sim racer, Ryan Bauer, on top of it. Looks like he is reporting Barrett Polimas does have that fast repair available. Not only is Ryan hustling back up to the camera control booth, but he's hops in the golf cart and runs down to each one of these pit boxes and gets us all of that information just like that. One heck of a job, I must say. And looks like we're going to line them up. Pace truck lights are out right now. One more time, Sam Brochu, Hayes Booth on the front row, Connor Berry, John Lynch making up the top four, and Sean Williams, another playoff contender, along with Paul Mikologic lined up on row 3. Let's see if the 25 continues to get these killer restarts and gets a good launch this time, although not quite as dominant as what we've seen. This time, Hayes Booth hanging on the outside quarter panel, clears him going into the back straightaway. Connor Berry also with a pretty good move on the exit of 2, although the 90 of John Lynch gives him a little bit of tap here in 3. And right now, top 4 single file side by side for 5th.
Yeah, the 90 machine has been in the mix all night long, currently inside the top 5. We're going to ride on board right now with Barrett Williams in that 79 machine. We talk about the damage he has right now. We see that incredible focus right now as he goes into the corner. We see right here, oh my goodness, that's going right there in that 70s, getting a little bit sideways there on the corners. Barrett Williams go to the inside right now, try to follow the 69 of Tyler Green, who's also trying to climb up the grid right now, up to 7.
I think that this is both good and bad for Barrett right now because he's making up some positions on the racetrack. I'm looking up. He's already up inside the top 10. 9th place, trying to get underneath the 70 of Oliver Golding right there, but Oliver is one tough truck to pass. Really late on the brakes from Polimas. Let's see if he slides up the racetrack a little bit, but this time doesn't get the exit out of turn 4 that he needs. And will, if it keeps going green like this, the laps will dwindle very quickly.
Yeah, 26 to go right now down the back stretch. I like it though, Joey. I don't think we're going to stay green for very long though, with the way these drivers are taking on the paperclip here. It's not very tight right now, as we almost saw the 70 of Golding make contact with the top side wall right now. And folks, this is the battle to stay inside the top 10. Never mind the battle for the lead right now, which is between Sam Brochu and Hayes Booth, who have now pulled away just a little bit from Connor Berry in that 3rd position.
Oh, and Paul Mikologic gets into the back, and John Lynch sends him around in front of the field. You see Barrett Polimas taking heavy, avoiding action. We got another yellow flag on the racetrack. There's John Lynch, very unamused right now. Gonna see what the number 90 is gonna do here on the racetrack. I'm hoping he's just gonna spin it around. Looks like that's exactly what he was doing, just waiting up there in turn 4 here for the opportunity to get the truck pointed the right direction. I think that Paul was trying to stay off of him, but he also had Sean Williams pushing him along.
Oh man, that's exactly what it is. Sean Williams in that T-Swizzle machine was just trying to shake off the competition right there, and it just set off a chain reaction. It actually was the 90 who got the worst of it there in Lynch, who, as mentioned, was a top 5 truck all night long here. Watch right there. Ooh, yeah, hard contact in the back of the 77 of Paul Mikologic there, and that just set that 90 into oblivion there, sideways down the backstretch.
One thing that I'm really curious about is Barrett Polimas is staying out on the racetrack, not using the fast repair, because we're going to see right here, does he pick up any more damage? The incident happens right in front of him. Goes to the high side. Oh, I'm not sure if he got into Blake Reynolds, but what a piece of driving from both of those competitors to make it through there, threading the needle.
Yeah, right now it's just a complete shakeup on these cautions, Joey. The past couple cautions we've had, this one just happened inside the top 5. We've had complete pileups. We've had 4 or 5 trucks involved in these cautions as well. But right now with 22 laps to go, Joey, I gotta ask you, my man, what do you see happening here with less than, as we're gonna go green, probably around with 17, 18 laps to go?
I mean, I think right now, this was your last opportunity to pit for tires. I think from here on out, you're just going to sacrifice too much track position for the gain that you would get. And it looks like Connor Berry, Booth, Golding, they were all back on pit road this time and either fixing damage or taking that last set of tires. So remember, Hayes Booth, he was way up there challenging for the lead of the race. Says even with just 20 laps to go, the tires are worth it. He's going to restart in the 12th place position. Connor Berry behind him in 13th. Here's the onboard shot from Hayes. Will, what do you think about this strategy call so late?
Yeah, I think you touched on it there, Joey, early on in this race. Some of these drivers will push that envelope just a little bit. Let's take a look at Hayes Booth right there in the 12th position, very late in this race. But I think these drivers have enough speed underneath them that they could start making some moves, but they have to do it in a hurry here tonight.
Well, let me bring up these points one more time here, because I'm noticing right here at the heart of the front of the field, Paul Mikologic, Sean Williams, Tyler Green, Barrett Polimas, AJ Marsh. These are all playoff contenders here inside the top 8. So got a handful of them right here that if they go up there, steal away this lead, they could be advancing into that championship round at Phoenix. Not even have to worry about Kansas next week, but going to be coming to 18 laps to go. It really has been the story of Sam Brochu out front in the number 25 car. Goes early in the restart zone, and look at this huge jump that he gets on the rest of the field. Paul Mikologic on the top side. Sean Williams down low trying to take away the second place position. These are both playoff contenders in second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Whoa, as we have a 3-wide battle right there. Oh my goodness, I did. Oh, we have a truck inside the inside wall right there off of corner number 4. We stay green though here on Maconi Entertainment. Still racing around the paperclip here right now. Sam Brochu still leads the way, Joey. We're bouncing around to another battle on the racetrack right now. Barrett Polimas looks to the inside of Paul Mikologic into 3 and 4.
I believe that might have been Nicholas Dashlet or maybe even Lance Marsh back there, but we stay green on the racetrack, and here you see Barrett Polimas going down underneath Paul Mikologic for the 3rd place position. Doesn't look like the damage on that 79 truck is affecting the speed one bit, and here we get an awesome shot side by side of the onboard cameras and playoffs.
Yeah,
playoff runners.
Yeah, you see Paul Mikologic has to check up just a little bit there as he felt the pressure. We're under caution once again with 15 laps to go, and it's Lynch in that 90 here, just running into just a fit of bad luck here to close out this race.
I feel for John Lynch tonight. You know, it just seems like a lot of these yellow flags he's getting caught up in, and here we see him on the outside of the racetrack. This is the 60 of Lance Marsh again. So I think that maybe race control needs to sit down with the number 60 after this race, just kind of reference that we're all out here to try to run some green flag laps, and unfortunately John Lynch been spun around a few too many times on the racetrack tonight, I feel.
Yeah, but it looks like to me there, Joey, I don't think there was contact actually made. I think it was just close enough to where iRacing, we know what happens there. iRacing deems there was contact made, and that's what sent it up there. But you are right, the 60 here tonight has been on a few of these replays here. These caution flags we're going to watch here. Excellent shot, just a little bit there to see. It's a tough angle there to see in the corner.
Yeah, let's see if he hits the curb at all. He does hit that inside curb, and that's what pushes him up the racetrack into the number 90. So it wasn't necessarily Lance got in too hot there. It looks like he just clipped the curb, and when you clip that curb, it definitely pushes you up a lane into the racetrack, and unfortunately the number 90 was definitely there. In no way was that John Lynch's fault, and like I said, hopefully John has a clean rest of the race, and he's actually going to be restarting in the 13th place position. Sean Williams, Barrett Polimas, your 2 highest front-running championship contenders, 2nd and 3rd. Paul Mikologic 5th, Hayes Booth 6th, AJ Marsh 7th. Let's see here. And we got to go all the way back down to Connor Berry, I believe, in 14th is your next playoff contender.
Yeah, very tight race here tonight. I'm surprised though, Joey, with all these caution flags here, these drivers have really used those fast repairs very strategically. Look at some drivers that have had some tough luck to begin this race now, still racing out there. Look at Connor Berry in that too. We also look at Lynch in that 90, still out there in the 13th position. You know, Marsh in the 60s, just outside the top 10 and 11. So even though these drivers have had some bad luck here tonight, can still get a good finish.
Most definitely. I agree that you can still get a great finish here at Martinsville, even with 10 laps remaining, and pace truck lights are still on, so we're going to be getting 10 laps to remaining, hopefully going to be going green with 9 laps to go. Remember, there is 3 green, white, checkered attempts if we need them, and but things have gone so far, I think we might need 1 or 2 of them here at the end of this race, but I don't know. We'll see it all play out, but really, I've got my eye on the number 79 truck. He's classic Martinsville look right now. Got a beat-up truck, both the front end and the back end, but really, I think right now he's in the catbird seat. He's right behind Sam, who's been getting these killer launches on these restarts all night. If he can get to the inside of Sean Williams, I think we might see Barrett Belimus give Brochu a run for the money for the win. And here we go, another really good launch from the 25. Easily gets 3 car lengths on the field, and sure enough, here comes Barrett Belimus down on that low groove, taking advantage of second place away from Sean Williams up top in the 89. However, John is hanging in there at 3 and 4.
Yeah, here as we come off of 4 right now, across the start finish line here, make it 8 laps to go. They're battling out inside the top 5. Sam Broche, she said, y'all just go ahead and battle it out. I'm gonna go ahead and make my dinner reservations for my victory dinner here with 8 laps to go, down to 3 and 4. He's starting to separate, Joey, as the battles rage on inside the top 5.
Don't ring the dinner bell too soon here. We're going to be working 7 laps to go remaining. Barrett Belimus trying to close that gap. Blake Reynolds all over the back bumper of the 79 right now. I think Blake is being pretty respectful out on the racetrack. Going to make sure he's really lined up with a good run to try to get by the 79. And I'm also seeing Hayes Booth just got around Sean Williams for that 4th place position. I mentioned that because those are 2 playoff contenders. That's a big move for that number 5 truck. And here we really have it. The battle is for second place.
The battles for second right now, I think, right? Barrett Belimus in that 79, a.k.a. Darth Vader, trying to use that dark side of the force right now to block Blake Reynolds from getting any shot at Sam Broche at the top of the grid right now. Hayes Booth wants a shot as well. He has to get by both the 66 and the 79 here with 5 laps to go, Joey. I think we're starting to see how this race is going to shake out.
Here you see the concentration that Barrett Belimus is under right now, and the pressure that he's really under from Blake Reynolds, and Blake getting as close as possible, and gives him a shove there. That sends the 79 up the racetrack, and that has huge implications. Hayes Booth now in 3rd place, your leading championship contender.
And folks, if you're good at lip reading, we invite you not to read exactly what Barrett Belimus said there on our live cameras. Barrett Belimus, though, understandably a little heated from what just occurred here at Martinsville, although inside the top 5, now knocked down to 4th here with 3 laps to go. Without those 3s, rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because a driver is about to punch their ticket into the next round.
Yeah, got about a lap and a half left right now. Sam Brochu out front, gonna look at the white flag from Barney the flag man. This one will pretty much end it if we get a yellow from here on out. A couple cars scraping the wall off of 4, but half a lap remaining for the number 25. He got out front early. He controlled every single restart. He has led every lap, and Blake Reynolds is gonna try the old Chastain around 3 and 4, but not gonna work. Sam Brochu, your winner at Martinsville.
Oh, and what a drive it was out of the 25. A Sam Brochu driver who last week, Joey, ran one heck of a race as well. Just ran into bad luck. Was very heated last week, I'd have to say, Joey. Here tonight makes it all but just a little bit better with a sweet victory here at Martinsville.
You mentioned it, a little bit of something that Sam Brochu probably wants to forget last week at Charlotte, but this time the 25 brings home the checkered flag. He spoils the advancement for all of our championship contenders, taking home the win and sweet, sweet victory donuts. The Hayes booth also celebrating there, and what we're going to do is take a quick break, be right back with the official results of the eStockCar World Series at Martinsville.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
There is a reason that Maconi Setup Shop is partnered with more real-world tracks and companies, including Junior Motorsports, than any other group on the iRacing service.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
What a race here for the first round of 8 at the eStockCar World Series. Sam Brochu in the number 25 taking home the checkered flag. Hayes Booth in the number 5 coming home second. That's important because that is your leading playoff driver there. Blake Reynolds third. Barrett Lemus finishes 4th after a little bit of an up and down day. Oliver Golding as well inside the top 5. Sean Williams 6th, Paul Mikulajic 7th, Matthew Hoffert 8th, Patrick O'Toole and AJ Marsh rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, Joey, as we flip to that 11th position, you're saying that no driver got that golden ticket here tonight, Joey. That makes next week's race even more exciting. But here in the 11th position, we have John Lynch in that 90. We saw here tonight, Joey, a top 5 truck just ran into a string of bad luck that puts him just outside the top 10. At 12th, we got the 60 of Lance Marsh. 13th, Christopher Fathke. 14th, Troy Neeson. 15th, Connor Berry in that 2. 16th, the 98 of Timothy Cook. 17th, Tyler Green, that's 69. 18th, Nicholas Dashlett in that 23. And 19th position, Nate Ramsey in that 4.
Well, that is all 19 trucks that was racing here at Martinsville, and looks like we actually have a couple of the drivers making their way up to the commentary booth. We're going to start with Sam, your winner. Congratulations on taking home the checkered flag here at Martinsville.
Yeah, thank you guys. I definitely did not think that not pitting would pay off. Ooh.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it here. You were the only driver that stretched it all 85 laps, and we saw that strategy play off at Bristol dirt, but you're the first one to stretch it no stop here on the asphalt.
Yeah, the first thing I did when I got in the truck on the grid was look at the fuel, and it said like 88 laps or something. And I was, iRacing is always kind of wrong when it comes to fuel. So I was like, okay, well, I'll have to save maybe 3 or 4 laps. That shouldn't be a problem. But tires are probably going to be a thing. And I guess because of all those cautions, I was just able to save so much tire life. And I wasn't expecting to be able to put the laps down that I did at the end. I definitely thought, Barrett and Blake with the newer tires were going to catch me in a hurry. So I was kind of worried those last 7-8 laps, but the tires held on. Really surprised that they did. I finished the race with like 15 laps of fuel or something like that. No, 20 laps of fuel. So yeah, it was a good day.
Well, and once you got out front there, it seemed like you were really able to launch the truck on the restarts to pretty much clear the fields going into turn one. What was your key there? Was it maybe just the lower lane, or what was getting you that big advantage?
Well, definitely having the restart zone enabled helps a lot. The with my teammates being so close to me all the time, I was, counting them down and giving them the ability to have a good jump with me and then, gain them a spot or two. But, late in the race, it was all on me. And then a lot of people tend to go at the same place every time, and I mix it up a lot. Like I'll go earlier, I'll go later. And so I was trying to use that to my advantage. And I think because I was the leader and there was no choose cone, it definitely helped me out.
Well, and Sam, I know last week probably something you want to forget about, and this is a good way to move past that. However, you are playing spoiler here, not in the championship. Do we expect you to continue doing the same thing at Kansas and Phoenix to try to stand on top?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if I am going to race Kansas. I'm probably going to race Phoenix. I love Phoenix in the trucks, but Kansas, I don't know. It's a draft track, and I'm not trying to race multiple Daytonas and Talladegas throughout the season. But if Hayes or Barrett are in a point predicament, then I might come in and help them out. But I guess we'll just kind of play it by ear. I guess we have some momentum on our side, so chances are looking high.
Awesome, Sam. And before I let you go, anybody you want to say hi to?
Yeah, just Barrett, Hayes, Jo, and Riley. We have a lot of fun racing leagues with each other, and especially having a lot of them as my teammates. It makes it just that much better to have a couple more people to lean on throughout the races. So to be able to lean on them and strategy calls or whatever it may be, just it really helps a lot.
Well, that was Sam Brochu taking home the win here at Martinsville. Not a playoff driver, but spoiling that automatic advancement to Phoenix. And looks like Will Tiller has caught up with Hayes Booth, your second place finisher.
Oh, yes, sir, indeed. A driver that we're all jealous of the setup of Mr. Hayes Booth here tonight. And Hayes, it was a chaos and calamity race here tonight. You survived to finish on the podium. Take us through your drive here tonight.
Well, it had its ups and downs, that's for sure. This was I as far as Martinsville races go, I've had better setups to drive on, if that makes sense. This definitely wasn't one of my favorites, but we started to get into somewhat of a rhythm there later on in the race. I say later on, it was probably before halfway when Barrett and Sam and I were running top three. By the way, Barrett, Tyler, I am so sorry. I turned both of them. I'm really sorry. Just want to get that out there. But yeah, I decided to pit there with around 20 to go, and I thought more people were going to pit with me. And at the time, I was like, gosh, I'm at the top 10. I just choked the top 5. I was really frustrated. But luckily, we were able to make some ground up and get back up there to finish second. So feels good to finish on the podium to start off the round of 8, get some good points out of here.
Yeah, no driver there in those playoff standings advanced to that next round, so it makes next week's race even more exciting, even more on edge. Hayes, could you feel that energy here tonight, though? Did you feel these drivers we saw it in the beginning of this race, I'd say the first 20-25 laps, with getting a little bit fanned out before that first caution. After that first caution, though, you guys were constantly door-to-door tight in the corners. Did you sort of feel that intensity here tonight?
Yeah, it definitely, you can tell people being aggressive, and it's Martinsville, so I think you're going to have that kind of aggression at any point in the season in a Martinsville race. I think we're going to see that intensity really ramp up at Kansas for sure. I'm expecting this to be a close points battle with how close they were coming into tonight. So, 'cause you had a few of us like Sean, he finished 6th. He was right on the line heading into this. Barrett, good job to Barrett coming back to finish 4th. I think he's going to be in a good spot. I think both Barrett and I have been in a good spot heading into Kansas. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens, though, with some of these guys. Shout out to my teammate Sam for getting the win. This is actually for our team, Spino Racing. This is us celebrating our 2-year anniversary as a team. I just joined the team like a couple months ago, but yeah, it feels pretty good to get a win in our little celebration race. So shout out to Sam on getting the win. I think he led every lap. He was really fast. But yeah, definitely. I think we're definitely going to see that intensity ramp up at Kansas.
All right, Hayes. Well, we cannot wait to see you at Kansas, my man. Before we let you go with that second place finish here tonight, anybody else you wanted to say hi to or any sponsors that made this race possible for you?
Yeah, just first of all, got to thank my parents and my grandmother, and my grandmother's friend Mike. I think he was watching, and all my friends and family that are watching and have supported me through my sim racing career. I want to thank everybody at Connor and all the guys that run the eStockCar World Series. Fun league, awesome league to be in. You guys at Maconi for putting on these awesome broadcasts that we can go back and watch. Jo and all my teammates, everybody at Spino Racing for bringing me on. Most of all, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me these opportunities.
Yes, sir. And Hayes, before we let you go, my man, you do have some competition on that setup. Go check out John Lynch's setup during that broadcast. But Hayes Booth finishes second here tonight, Joey. Great run out of the 5.
Yeah, definitely really good run. Our highest finishing points contender was Hayes, and that leaves us with Blake Reynolds, third place. Blake, I know it wasn't the top step, which we usually see you stand on, but you got to be happy with third.
Sure, I guess. I showed up thinking I was gonna have a fun Martinsville race, but the set, it just did not do what I've usually driven in Martinsville. I don't know if it was the truck and its RPM being the way it is, or the set was just tight. It just wasn't. I couldn't do anything. Even when you're trying to get to someone's inside, you just couldn't clear them. You had to move them out of the way, and it was just unfortunate. And that's why we were seeing a lot of the cautions.
I love it. That's a sign of a true competitor. Not even happy with the third place finish out here. And I know that you don't run the entire series, Blake, but are we going to see you at Kansas or Phoenix at all in the next couple weeks?
Well, let's see. Is Kansas then Phoenix? What's the rest of...
Yes, Kansas, and then the final at Phoenix.
Let's see. Coke is at Monza next Tuesday, so I won't be here, but I will be at Phoenix. I do like that track.
Awesome. Well, that is good to hear that we'll see you at Phoenix. And you got to give us a little bit of insight. Was it the first time you tried the Chastain, or did you just decide to go for it there on the last lap?
Well, I asked Connor in Discord. I was like, "Hey, is this legal?" And he didn't say yes or no, so I took it as a yes. So I just did it, and yeah, I did not practice it. I just did it. But the truck. Oh, another thing, I had damage that last run. My right front was pushed in, and I was losing, like, once I got to the start finish line, I was losing speed on the straightaway. So like I was getting a better exit than Sam and Hayes around me, but I would lose it and lose more like as I got down the straightaway. It just sucked. Thank you, Connor Berry, for that damage, by the way. Anyway, but yeah, it just I forgot what you asked me.
I was just asking about the Chastain move and if you practiced it.
Yeah, I did not practice it, and I kind of knew before I even did it. It's the truck. It's made of paper mache, so the moment I do it, I'm gonna blow my engine. So, and sure enough, I did. So, but if we were in the far superior next gen car, Cup car, I love that thing. It would have worked.
Well, and Blake, before I let you go, anybody you want to say hi to or thank?
I'll thank Front Row Motorsports, totally on their team. I run the Zane Smith truck. I'll thank Connor Berry. I'll thank y'all for putting the broadcast on. It's a great watch every week, even when I'm not here. I'll just check in who wins. So, good step every week, and let's. I don't even know who's in the championship. I'll say that, but hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's a good fight.
Yeah, well, Blake Reynolds coming home third here, and we'll see you at Phoenix, and that's going to pretty much do it here. We want to thank tonight's admin team as well as our broadcast partners here at Maconi Entertainment. Calling the action tonight was myself, Joey Atterbury, alongside Will Tiller in the booth and Ryan Bauer on the controls producing. Thanks to all of our viewers for tuning in to tonight's racing action, and we hope to see you April 11th for the next race of the eStockCar World Series at Kansas. See who advances to that championship round of 4 at Phoenix. Stay tuned to the Maconi Entertainment social media pages for all of the upcoming broadcasts so you don't miss a thing. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment, and we will see you next time.